Hmm. I'm very frustrated.
Give them all contempt. Fuck it.
All the DLCs.
All of them. Everybody.
Would they say on the 7th? Yes, we will have some officers available. What is the purpose of requesting the security if nobody going to be being available? And then I call half hour to hour ago requesting again, reminding of the court today, and then I calling again just now.
They pick up. Maybe they got in a car crash on the way here and they're
Yes,
in need
he
of
answer.
medical
He
assistance.
say he is training cadet.
You can train him to be a bailiff.
Exactly, perfect. Train him to be the bailiff.
You look beautiful.
Oh my god, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know that your hair and his hair matching?
Oh my, no, different shades of green.
I don't know. It's kind of similar.
Yeah,
Mine
very
is
similar.
emerald, and I think his is like gasoline green. Different shades of green.
I'm very frustrated. This does not make me look like I am competent. I'm going to ask Doc my question.
I am strapped, so.
Doc, I have the important question.
Oh my god, he's got a balloon.
Don't make
Yes.
me use it.
Question. Whose dick do I have to suck to get fucking security to be here?
That's crazy.
Mine.
I'm going to punch you.
Julie Lee's, I guess.
I don't understand. I contact DLC over a week ago. They affirm on the 7th, yes, we will have the officers available. I calling hour ago to be reminding them. They say yes.
Have you considered using the DOC judiciary thingamajiggy?
No. I'm requesting the
Put them
court
on
security.
blast. Well, yeah, but like since you requested it and they're not here, you could go summon them using the DOC judiciary.
But it is very frustrating and make me look unprofessional, incompetent. Court
No,
is
I already
dark-
told everybody it's DOC's fault. Don't worry about it. I went out there and I yelled at everyone. I was like, "Oh, thank you for your patience. We're waiting for the Department of Corrections."
Oh. What the-
I got your back, Sonny.
You are eating chocolate in front of me?
It's a little candy bar.
I like
don't have
chocolate.
anything else.
I can give you a burger. I will trade you a burger for chocolate.
Oh, that's right. Shit, I need food. Fuck, I
I want
forgot to go
the
shopping.
I want the goat.
You cannot eat my goat.
Oh, I have an infamous bowl. Never mind. I'll be okay. Probably.
Yes, I am running out of coffee.
Sonny,
Rick.
you're the presiding judge?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, yes,
All right,
that is
so-
me.
Okay, fantastic. So I don't see any signs outside like what is allowed and not allowed. Is it this typical no containers and like
There's
No
signs,
weapons,
or there
no
were.
containers. Wear the mask. Some I prefer to wear the mask.
Okay, so masks are fine?
Yes, mask, especially if they are
Okay.
ugly. I may request them to wear the mask.
Okay, so masks are fine. Hats, what about hats?
Cover the ugly hair up. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so masks
Just don't
fine.
come in looking like the fucking hooker.
Don't come in looking like a hooker. Got it. Okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay, when can I start letting people in then?
Now would be great.
That'll be great. Fantastic. I'll start letting them know. I'll let them know.
Oh, let's all go
just
outside.
hide.
push
Go
their
outside.
search and shit.
Is that
Here we go.
acceptable?
Let's
Can
go
I
hide.
request
Let's go
no
hide.
hookers?
If Killian can force people to wear green, I'm pretty sure you can say no hookers.
Well, that is very subjective. If you're looking like the hooker, goodbye.
Well, I mean, you could just say like, court appropriate attire, and then nobody would be able to accuse you of being biased.
Oh, that is true. Listen,
This is why we're a team, Sonny.
court appropriate attire. I love it. It's very well spoken.
Yeah.
Listen, there are some people that come to these cases that I wishing would be wearing the mask. I'm going to start bringing mask with me. Just be like, excuse me, put this on that person.
Attire that be
That's kinda
appropriate for the
toxic.
courts.
You are kind of toxic.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
I will
What
not
did I ever
murder
do to you,
anybody due
Sonny?
to lack of coffee. I didn't say you had to wear the mask.
Well, that's true.
You do have lips. Why are your
I-
lips so big?
What?
Your whole
Are you
face
gonna
is nothing but lips.
It's not true.
You saw like a C.
Imagine not having lips. That's crazy.
I know, imagine.
It just mean
Listen, your prominent lower lip does take away from your upper lip, almost like it is not there, but I can see.
No, he's got an upper lip. It's there.
Yeah, but compare it to the lower lip.
well, the lower lip's usually bigger. So like that's just how it works, man.
Yeah, I guess. Your lips are moist looking too. Oh,
Oh,
I
I
see
keep
the word
them-
moist. How
I keep them properly maintained.
do you, what is your lip maintaining regimen looking like?
Uh I don't fucking know.
Use
I'll
like a
have that.
lip scrub, a lip balm,
Yeah.
lip smacker, lip
Yeah,
gloss.
we'll go with that. Maybe no lip gloss, but it's still look glossy anyway.
What is wrong with lip gloss? You can put on the
Nothing.
clear lip gloss and it tasted good.
It tastes good.
Yeah, if you get the right kind, it has a delightful taste. You can lick your lips and people will like kissing you more.
Fair enough.
Why are you wearing such dark shades?
All right, we're letting people in.
Because I always do.
Oh, perfect.
People got bad about the containers.
Well, they always do.
Tell
it's
him-
fine.
No,
So-
they're like, "Well, lunchbox." I'm like, "Well, it's a container."
Well,
Because
you know
we're
what?
not
Food and water. We'll take it
Tell
out.
them they can
Take it
keep
out.
their lunchbox and stay out of the courtroom. Perfect.
Exactly.
I told them just take it out of the lunchbox if they want to enter.
Yep.
Like, well, I can't put a gun or a knife in there. It's like, I don't give a fuck.
I don't know what you can put in there. A lunchbox is very reasonable to be concealing a gun or knife.
Someone had a katana. They're like, I can't use it. I'm like, just put that katana away.
What if I am
No, I
wanting to
think you
cut
should
up
let
an
them
apple?
have the saya.
No. Like, just put it away in their pocket. Like, not have it on their back.
What's wrong with displaying art, Officer Roland?
It could still be used as a weapon. Just take that off their back and just whack someone.
Oh, you think that really?
Yeah, what
Have
if
you
we
ever seen
started
that
in the
happen?
courtroom with that?
Yes, I've seen people
That's
whack
crazy.
people with the katana. Yes. You know,
With the sheath?
What force
Point
trauma?
someone over the head.
I have been whacked with a sheet, but oh, never mind.
Yeah.
What?
Ahem.
see, when people tell me it's a prop, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if it's a prop or not. Like,
Perfect.
people-
It is playing the part. Leave it outside. You can't be separate from your prop for however long this taking. Then you shall seek counseling. It is a problem.
Also, I don't know what this court case is about. To be honest, I didn't see anything in the court security channel.
I thought there was something like a little bit ago.
What do you mean? It was literally in the court security channel over a week ago and confirmed it on the. It was like the last thing posted in there.
5-7 for the last thing was like Chuck Wilbert.
The
Yeah.
thing right above it.
10-7 for Vlastly Kozlov.
That's this right here.
Oh, okay. There was no update. I didn't know what date that was going to be.
It
This
was
still
on
says
there.
5-7.
Oh, there was a. Whoops.
You said there was a whoops?
Whoopsie.
There was a whoopsies. It's okay.
Oh, I was just curious what this was. I'm not complaining. I was just curious what this was. I know what I'm looking at.
Listen, there's an oopsies. It's fine.
I just need to know what charges. Oh, it's petty shit. Okay, got it.
Yeah, petty shit. Okay, you know what? It's fine.
I thought it was like murder and shit. It's just like,
No,
just
that's
possession
the other
charges.
7 cases we have open.
Oh, I just posted one right now. I'm not gonna talk about it, obviously, but yeah.
This is just the position
You
of
just-
the illegal weapon components and unlawful position of the Class 1 firearm.
Yeah, I just
Is
posted
the
it.
guy's name actually John Doe?
No, they're not.
How come we haven't identified
he's
him
in,
yet?
He's in Bolingbroke for the 9.
Why didn't you identify him?
Because he's on a psych eval.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh shit.
I'm not violating that guy's
Wow,
rights.
this is very
I'm
detailed.
not gonna. I'm not
Good
gonna violate
job,
his rights.
Officer Allen.
So
Did
he's gonna
you
be
did you
held-
hear my
he's gonna be
compliment?
held- He's gonna be held until he identifies anyway. So
Did either side
Did
for
you-
this case present this case to you and you understood it?
what?
Nobody taking my strategy.
What strategy? What?
If you
What?
explain a case to Mr. Rowling and he understands the case and the charges,
Could you?
Then you
can
will
stop
win.
making fun of my disability, please?
you have disability?
Yes, I have a learning disability.
What is it?
I literally just said that.
Oh, it's just generic learning disability?
Learning disability, and like, yeah, and I struggle understanding it sometimes.
I was just trying to compliment you on your docket, Officer Allen. That's very
no,
beautiful.
No, but like what Sonny said, like, to explain things to me. If I
Oh.
can understand it, that means anyone can understand it.
It is not making fun.
Just saying, it's
It
horrible.
is making use of something. Turn your
It's so
disability
hurtful.
into the ability.
Rick, I got you a present for being bailiff today.
Oh God, what did I do?
Well, it sounds like she's trying to be nice.
There you
Maybe you
go.
should be appreciative.
Did you get him a goat?
Okay, Doc says everyone is in. We can start here soon.
Oh, perfect.
Can I
yeah,
wear-
you
can I
As-
wear
go.
this?
Make
As
it
in,
go.
like, right now, because let's go.
Yes, let us go.
Wait,
I
should
have
we all
shit
wear
to do.
robes and goats?
Can we
No, I am not coming out with a goat.
not
Come
I
out
mean,
with
that
a
would count.
robe?
Is everyone inside
no, I
the
am
courtroom,
going
by
to
the
wear
way?
this, I think.
Okay.
10-4. You guys could be inside the courtroom if you guys want and listen to the door if anyone knocks. 10-4. We're gonna be coming out here shortly. I haven't done bailiff in a while. I am actually. I love court.
I
Yeah,
implore you
this
to
is
figure it out.
Magistrator?
Let me go see if DOJ and defense.
How do you say it, Sonny?
Magistrator.
Okay.
Let me go
Magistrator.
ask.
Okay.
That's
Let me-
how
let
you
me-
have to say it.
So what?
Magistrate.
Magistrator.
Majesty Raider.
Magistrator.
Majesty
Magistrator.
Raider.
Majesty Raider.
Yes.
Do I have to actually say that?
No, we'll just say whatever you want. It's fine.
I'm
Totally.
actually
No.
curious. Like, do I have to say it? Yes, or
Yes.
no? Okay, I'll
No.
say it then. Let me just go make sure defense and prosecution are ready. Oh, sorry, prosecutors are ready.
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you. God, I am nervous.
DOC said no one ever reached out to them.
Shit. Yeah, I looked at it. It was confusion. I did request, but then I thought I double request, so I said no, thank you. But then I was wrong. With the wrong one.
They said no one was available, and just the one person around right now is training a brand new cadet, so they couldn't do it.
Why not train him to be the bailiff?
Right?
Okay, the prosecutors and the defense are ready. So Majesty
let's-
Raiders, right?
yes, let's go.
Majesty Raiders. Okay, this is gonna be hard to word.
Magistrator.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Let's
just
go.
Sunny. But
If Dungeons and Dragons at 3:30, I think I will be late.
2 seconds here.
What do you mean 2 seconds?
Yeah, I understood there's a funeral and all that stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna be attending that too or not. We'll see.
just tell them to
No, there's
put a
a
rush on
funeral.
this.
There's a funeral for an officer down today, so
What time?
4
4.
Eastern.
All right, we're gonna try and be done by 3:30.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna try to be done. Yep.
Let's go.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Mhm.
Let's go.
Just tell the defenses that we need to hurry.
All right, court's on session with the Honorable Majesty Raider Sonny Dick Kavanaugh presiding.
Bahamas fella.
Hello there, good afternoon. I am being the magistrate, Judge Sunny Day Kavanaugh. I am being preside over this case, 2024 CM129, State of San Andreas versus Vasily Kozlov. Before we begin, the defendant please be rise and state the name for the record. It is.
Kozlov.
On counsel for the defendant, please be identify yourself.
on for the defense.
Excuse me?
John Garfield.
Oh, yes, thank you. Counsel for the state, please be do the same.
Corinne, first chair for the state, Your Honor.
Les Bishop, second chair.
Counsel for the state, please inform this court of the charges present against the defendant today.
The charges the defendant is facing today is possession of an illegal weapon component ×2 and unlawful possession of Class 1 firearms ×2.
Thank you. Shit, thank you. Few court rules today. All parties being involved are expected to be maintained a high degree of the professionalism. I will be reminding all parties to not address themselves, each other, but to be only address the court. Everybody being present at this court proceeding will be maintaining the respectful behavior and will be abide by the courtroom etiquette. Those attending, you are knowing who you are because you are being in attendance. Present today will be respecting the authority of the court and will be complying with the court instructions. Please be turning off all of the electronic devices or be setting them to the silent mode. The recording or photography not permitted by those being in the attendance, and conversations should be to the minimum and conducted at the whisper, not to be disrupting this proceeding. With all of that taken care of, is there being any pre-trial motions?
The state has one, Your Honor. We would motion to release Senior Officer Cassius Lover from his subpoena. He had a out-of-state emergency that popped up about an hour ago. I was made aware of this.
The defense has no objection to this.
Perfect. That is very easy. Yes, it can be recused. Also, if you are here, you may sit down. Sorry, I forget. Any other motions?
None for the defense, Your Honor.
None from the state, Your Honor.
The court will note the requested amendment of the evidence 2A and 2D on line 20 submitted by the state within the discovery period. There was no objections from the defense, and the court will be accepting this amendment to the evidence. With nothing else to be addressing, you may be proceeding prostitution with the opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Try to make this short and sweet here for everyone involved. Good afternoon, Your Honor, esteemed colleagues, and people of San Andreas. The evidence in this case will show that the defendant, Vasily Kozlov, was in possession of 2 unlawful class firearms, one of which with 2 illegal weapon attachments. The officers on scene, while providing medical assistance and ensuring the safety for all involved, conducted a lawful search of Mr. Kozlov, and during that search, the 2 illegal firearms were discovered. As we present the evidence in this case, we will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Kozlov is guilty of the charges related to the possession of these unlawful weapons and components, and that he must be held accountable for his actions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, you may proceed.
Good evening. Oh, afternoon, actually, I suppose, for you lot. Your Honor, put simply, the prosecution prosecutes a victim today. As it will become clear, Vasily Kozlov found himself thrust into a harrowing ordeal. You will hear that he was at a hospital, there to ensure that a mate of his was not in a bad way, and when he stepped outside of the hospital with his 2 friends, all of them were grabbed and held up. These people placed guns into Mr. Kozlov's hands, and afterwards they were shot by these assailants. All of this took place in view of the police. The police arrested those that shot Vasily, and then decided to search Vasily Kozlov alongside his 2 friends for the guns that were forcibly placed on them. The prosecution may attempt to argue that this offence is strict liability. That is true, but duress is a strong force, and a strong force that overrides the nature of the strict liability. Vasily Kozlov had his free will and judgment destroyed by those who stuck him up. The police were too preoccupied with searching the victims, out looking for people to put in prison, instead of protecting the victims of crime, letting them get shot, and then proceeding to arrest them for something that clearly happened under duress. At the end of this trial, it will become clear that Vasily Kozlov was under duress and was forced to possess those firearms, and that fact cannot be ignored, and it absolves him of what the prosecution charges him. Find him not guilty.
Thank you for that. State, would you please present the first piece of evidence or witness?
The state would call Officer Billy McGrath.
Go over there. Yeah, you good? You good? All right, just make sure you're speaking up so everyone can hear you, and raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, sworn in.
You may approach.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good day, Officer McGrath. Could you state your name, rank, and department for the courts?
Yes. My name is Billy McGrath. My call sign is 295, and I'm an officer in the LSPD.
Oh, thank you for your service. All right. Can you walk us through what led you all to be down at Pillbox that day?
Yes. So we received a cat alert that they were shooting on Boulevard del Perro near the bank. So therefore, myself, I was doubled up with Cassius Lover at the time. We routed down there. We were first on scene. We seen two parties. They were trying to fight each other, shoot each other. Once we got there, I made all parties aware that they need to leave the area and stop firing. We were going to carry on with pursuing with one of the parties that looked to be the aggressive until we found one victim lying on the ground. I therefore got everyone out of the area. I then treated the victim to the best of my ability. He had gunshot wounds. And then we also had Safar out while Nick Carter and Indigo was collecting evidence at the scene and collecting witness statements. And then myself and Cassius Lover transported Safar to Publix Medical just for security. When we were there, we just did a couple of checks, just made sure he was not involved in the shooting. He did indeed come back. GSR negative. And any weapons that he had on him came back to him. So therefore, we let him go after he didn't want to give a statement.
Thank you.
And then at this point, myself and Lover were about to go until I seen three individuals holding the victim up along with his two friends. Myself and Lover called for backup, and we were just waiting for backup before rolling in because we didn't want to put the lives in danger of the ones that were being held up at the time. So we were going to try and talk to the aggressors and see if we can get them out safely. But by the time backup arrived, they started shooting at them.
Did you have a clear line of sight while they were being held up outside the pillbox to them?
Not first of all. At first minute, no. I seen one briefly through the window, and that's when I got me and my partner into the vehicle, and we repositioned. And then I seen them looking up then I seen them in field view.
After the Mr. Kozlov and his friends became the victims of the shootout, and the other aggressors were neutralized, and Did you help treat any of the wounded, or were they taken into pillbox for the medical staff to do?
I believe the victims were treated by other officers. I believe Nick Carter would have been one. I myself stayed back with the officers that were shot down, and obviously the aggressors as well, just because I was over on that side of the building while other officers were with the victims.
Right. Did you conduct the search of any of the victims or suspects in this matter?
I conducted searches on the suspects that were not the victims of the actual situation.
You what?
All right. Thank you. State has no further questions for Officer McGrath at this time.
He is missing some
Yep.
questions.
Your Honor, if I may.
Oh, yes, please.
Alright, a couple of questions, officer. I'll find my place. It's been a while. Officer, did you who did you let's talk about the initial bank, shall we? Officer, who was the victim that you found on the floor?
I can't recall the name at this moment.
Do you recall what he looked like? What he was wearing, maybe, officer?
I believe he was wearing a jeans, a t-shirt. I'm not too sure color-wise. Can't fully say.
Okay. So you attempted to intervene with the aggressors now, correct? Just to reiterate.
Yes.
And when you attempted to intervene, well, who was the aggressors in your opinion, officer?
It was from when I arrived. When I asked for everyone to stop shooting, one of the parties stopped shooting. Were talking to me, while the other ones continued.
Do you recall which party it was that was stopped shooting?
It was the party.
The defendant's party.
The defendant wasn't on scene.
Okay.
There was someone that matched his exact description, but when further questioned at the hospital, he declined. He declined giving a statement and said he wasn't around at that situation. But it was with the down victim. I believe it was his party that was not the aggressor.
Okay, you believe that. Right. Officer, now to move on to the hospital itself, did you watch the defendant leave the hospital after he had gone to deal with the victim that you found?
Can you go over that one again?
Or did you see the defendant leave the hospital after everyone had been taken to the hospital initially?
I believe he left with the victim. That we just got medical. Three of them left at the same time.
Okay. Do you recall any names of the people who left with him?
I don't. I know there is. I know the victim's name is on the paperwork, but I can't recall at this moment.
Okay, so when they walked outside, you saw them get held up, in effect, correct?
I slightly seen through the window, yes.
Yeah, so how far away was this from the window, roughly?
It would have been...
How about if I demonstrate using me, Your Honor, if I may? About this far?
I'd say it's more towards the back of the room.
Back of the courtroom? Right.
Yes.
So quite far, would you say, yeah?
Yes.
And you were looking for a window, correct?
I did indeed.
How big was the window, roughly, officer?
It was...
Size of the door, roughly, over there?
Yeah, it was a door window, a pillbox.
Rightio. And so what did you do afterwards? You, just to remind my memories, I'm half asleep, unfortunately. What happened when you saw them get held up?
So, Myself and Lover got in the car. We repositioned ourselves while calling backup. We called it out for all officers to be aware. We got additionals onto our location at the time. While that was happening, we were trying to stop the aggressors, to stop holding them up. Unfortunately, we did not have enough officers on us at the moment to exit our vehicles.
So you just sat in the vehicle?
We did, but we were waiting. We repositioned
Okay,
to have
waiting. So you repositioned. How exactly did you reposition? Did you move the car around the corner? Did you, I don't know,
So-
move back?
Our car was right at the doors behind the ambulance. We then repositioned to block the exit. So therefore the aggressors could not get away. If they were trying to run, but they didn't. They then held the victim at the old scene up, along with his friends, with weapons.
Okay, were you the one driving the car?
I was indeed.
Okay, was it fair to say you'd be focusing on the road to make sure you position yourself correctly?
Yes.
Very well. 1 second. Did you see their pockets get run through, officer? Was somebody going through their pockets?
They were holding them up.
Okay. Alright, nothing further.
Any course examination from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All parties okay with this man being released from the subpoena?
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
No objections from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. McGrath, you are being released. Thank you for your testimony today. You can leave or stay. Whatever making you happy.
Sounds good. Thank you.
The state would now like to enter into evidence State's Exhibit 1, Mr. Kozlov GSR test. State's Exhibit 2, the photo of Mr. Kozlov's possessions. State's Exhibit 2A, B, C, and D, which are the firearms in question. And State's Exhibit 2E, which would be Mr. Kozlov's lawfully registered firearm. And State's Exhibit 3, the sworn affidavit of Officer Nick Carter.
Just to confirm, you are entering into evidence the Exhibit 1 and 2. 2A through 2E on Exhibit 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, the court is recognizing this evidence.
The state would now call Officer Nick Carter to the stand.
Make sure he's picking up. There you go. All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I don't hear you.
I do.
Okay, he's been sworn in.
Thank you. Prostitution, you may approach and begin your questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Carter, could you state your name, rank, and department for the courts, please?
My name is Nick Carter. I'm a class 254. I'm a corporal within the LSPD.
Thank you. All right, so do you prefer Corporal Carter or is Officer Carter fine for you?
Whatever you choose.
All right, thank you. All right, Officer Carter, what was your role and involvement in the initial Boulevard Del Perro bank shootout scene?
So there was some pellets. I heard Billy, Indigo, and Lover. They responded to shots fired, and I attached to it. Billy and Lover was in first on scene at the Boulevard del Perro Bank. I arrived a bit later on. On scene, I couldn't initially see a victim until Billy called out on the radio that he did see someone leaving the area and laying on the ground. I was there initially to make sure the scene was clear and give security while they were giving medical attention to the victim that was laying on the ground. Myself and Indigo, we cleared out the scene. We made sure that evidence such as blood, casings, and such were documented on scene. Before Billy and his double partner was then going to pillbox with the shutdown victim from the scene while we were standing back collecting everything and making sure everything was good.
All right, and can you explain the circumstances that led you and Officer Indigo to leave the bank scene and respond to pillbox?
Absolutely. We were collecting evidence. Everything was going smoothly until we got a distress call on our radio that there was 3 individuals holding up people at the hospital. Therefore, we quickly wrapped up the scene and we went towards the hospital to provide backup.
All right. Upon arriving at Pillbox, what did you observe regarding the condition and the situation around the defendant?
As I arrived on scene, there was at least 3 individuals holding up 3 individuals, which one of them is the defendant here today, up with shotguns and normal class 1 firearms. As soon as I got onto scene and I parked my vehicle into a good position so I could have a look over everything that was going on, I got on my vehicle. I got my gun out. As soon as I stepped out of my vehicle, they shot at the defendant today.
All right. About how long of a time frame would you say from the time that they transported the pillbox to you were alerted that there was a situation there would have elapsed?
I think it took about 10 minutes, and then we heard on the call that there was distress, so we arrived as soon as we could, and we took about a minute to arrive down there.
All right. Can you recount the shootout? What happened when all the officers arrived and you all stepped out to try to rectify the situation?
Yeah, as soon as we stepped out on scene, there wasn't really much that we could really do at the current time. As soon as I got in my vehicle, I decided to shoot the victims or the defendant here today down. And as soon as I did that, we opened fire on the aggressors, which we did successfully, but unfortunately 2 of our officers went down during the shootout.
And did you render medical aid to any of the victims of the victims or the aggressors or officers in this situation?
I performed medical on the defendant here today in this room. Yes.
Can you recount the conversation you had with Mr. Kozlov while you were giving him medical assistance?
Absolutely. I was just going over the basics, telling him or looking at him, see his conditions and all. He was talking with me unconscious at the current time. I asked him what has happened. He gave me a brief description, and he also told me that he was forced weapons upon him, and he mentioned also he was forced to shoot. I'm not exactly sure where that was. I will gonna say the bank, as Billy described, that there was an individual wearing his clothing leaving the scene. But he did state that he had got planted firearms on him that didn't belong to him. Therefore, I conducted a search on him to confirm this. And once I did see 2 firearms that was not belonging to him. One was a 50 cal with a suppressor and an extended mag that was missing some bullets, and a Rasnov pistol that also had the serial number scratched out.
And when you found these on him, what course of action did you take?
Well, I asked him about it. He did say it was planted on him, so I continued to perform my medical duties on him until we had some more professionals on scene, just to make sure that he was all good. As soon as I got bleeding to kind of stop and such on, I asked on radio if anyone saw him getting robbed, and I got a negative. Therefore, I couldn't confirm it. What he was stating was actually true. It was a he say, she say at that point.
Correct. In your statement, you mentioned performing a GSR test on Mr. Kozlov. Can you explain the reasoning behind conducting this test?
The reason behind it was because I was told an individual from the original scene, which was from the bank at La Perro, matched his description. He also stated that he did shoot as he was talking to me. Therefore, I did conduct a GSR to make sure that what he was saying was correct, and he did come back with a medium intensity.
All right. So while you were collecting evidence, there were no CAD alerts to shots being fired at Pillbox until after you arrived, correct?
No shots were fired until I was on scene at Pillbox.
Did Mr. Kozlov provide any further explanation or context regarding his involvement at the bank shootout or incidents at Pillbox after being discovered with illegal weapons?
Nope.
Is there any additional relevant information you can provide regarding your interactions with Leslie Kozlov in the search and evidence collection or your role in connecting the two incidents?
He was mentioning that he had two individuals that could vouch for him, that he was robbed on scene as I was processing him at VPD as they were doing transport. But I couldn't really take that in because they already stated beforehand that they didn't want to give a statement at that current time.
All right, thank you. The state has no further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Very on, if I may.
Yes, you may.
So it took you about a minute or so to get to the hospital, correct?
From the original scene at the below the power bank, yes.
So there was about a minute where you didn't actually see what was going on, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, officer. Officer, you filed the paperwork for this, correct?
I filled out the
criminal complaint against the defendant, correct?
I fill out this court case docket, yes.
Mm-hmm. And everything you put in there is true, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I took it from the MDT that was provided by Billy, and I took what he had in there and put it into the docket.
I know where this is going.
So, actually, my apologies. So let's talk to you about, when you were searching and having your conversation with the defendant, you were still treating him, weren't you not?
I was treating him at the time, yeah.
So you decided why you were treating him to search him, based on the statements that he allegedly told you, correct?
After I made sure that he was okay enough to proceed, yes.
Yes, but didn't you say to the court earlier that you were still treating him and that you carried on treating him to make sure he was all right afterwards?
To make sure that he was stable afterwards, you can give him medical treatment and he could be fine, but afterwards he could
So you stopped medical treatment halfway through to search him?
Negative. I said I did medical attention on him. He was okay at the current time. So, because he was doing all right, I then took time to search and make sure that what he said to me was correct. And then I proceeded to make sure afterwards that he was double checking to make sure that he was completely fine before medical.
So if he was all right, why did you then go back to treating him?
To double check, because that's what you do if they're laying on the ground bleeding, and to make sure it was under control.
So, in effect, you weren't sure that his treatments were, you had finished treating him?
I was double checking to make sure everything was fine with him.
Now let's speak about that. Now, officer, how much do you know about GSR testing?
I've been in the force a long time, so I know pretty much a lot about it.
Could you describe it to me, how GSR testing works and how you come about to do how the residue you find it and all?
you perform a GSR by giving tests of his fingers, as any gunpowder left on his fingers, anything that could remark of recent shooting, anything recent, anything not recent.
A medium intensity officer, wouldn't you agree, has been for lingering for some time?
I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, it took about 10 minutes on scene for the actual treatment before anything happened beforehand.
Well,
So
would GSR go away immediately after 10 minutes?
I can't confirm that, to be 100%.
Okay. Now, officer, what were the GSR results on the suspects? The ones who shot Mr. Kozlov and Mr. Taylor and Mr. Oblonsky.
I believe high intensity.
High intensity. They were on the ground for some time, which is fair to say, wouldn't you?
Not for too long.
Okay, so in effect, it's unlikely that their GSR would have dissipated in that far.
I mean, we did use our on them as soon as they went down.
Yes or no, officer?
Medical. What was the question again?
I asked, it's fair to say that the GSR hadn't dissipated that far.
Unsure.
Okay, fair enough. Officer, is it possible that this GSR could have been transferred onto the defendant?
I don't believe so.
Well, he was shot.
Objection, speculation on that. Sorry.
Well, he's saying that he knows a lot about GSR. Should be fair enough to put it to the witness.
But you're asking to speculate whether it was transferred or, like he has no idea where the GSR comes from.
I asked if it was possible.
What do you mean?
He asked if it was possible, not if it actually happened. He's not speculating on the actual occurrence. He's asking him about, in his expert opinion, is it possible for this to occur? Which I think is reasonable. Just clarify it.
Can you please clarify the question?
Well, I asked him, is it possible that gunshot residue could have been transferred onto the defendant?
The court will overrule the objection.
Officer, do you need me to repeat it, officer?
I do not believe that is possible as far as I'm aware of it.
Now, officer, did you search anyone else on the scene?
No.
Did any other officers search anyone else?
I am unsure. I know for a fact that we did search.
You searched the suspects, I assume, or one of your officers searched the suspects?
Yeah, yes.
Did you search Did any officer search Harvey Taylor?
I cannot confirm or deny it.
Did any officer search Devontae Oblonsky?
Same thing. I am not entirely sure.
Okay. 1 second, Your Honor. Officer, one final question. Is it the normal as your time as a police officer, has it been the normal suggestion, let me rephrase that, is your time as a police officer, do you normally search the victim of a crime?
Yes.
Huh.
Oh, like a victim?
Yeah, the victim of crime.
It would depend on the situation.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Prostitution, do you have any redirection?
Yes, Your Honor. All right. You stated earlier that the reasoning for the GSR test on Mr. Kozlov was his statement to you that he was forced to shoot. Is that correct?
Yep. Correct.
All right. And normally when people are held up, would you not search them to make sure illegal items were not put on them by the people that's holding them up or using them as hostages in situations as well?
it is normal procedure to search someone after being hostage at this situation, make sure that something wasn't put on them. Yes, that's correct.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Recrossing?
None, Your Honor.
Everybody being happy for Mr. Nick Arthur to be released from subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wonderful, thank you. You may go or stay, whatever making you happy. Thank you.
With that, Your Honor, the state rests for now.
Perfect.
Well, they can't undo arrests. Are they resting or are they not?
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, they are arresting.
Okay. He said for now. That scared me.
Yes, defense, you may present your case.
The first witness we'd like to call is Devontae Oblonsky.
Oh, who is this? Not who I thought it was.
Hello, can you speak up and raise your hand? Thank you. Alright, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Alright, they've been sworn in.
Right, yo.
You may proceed.
Yeah, 1 second, John. Did you go to the Fleeca Bank on the 25th of April with Harvey Taylor?
I did.
What happened when you got to the bank?
So Mr. Taylor and I had gone there due to a phone call from an unnamed individual at that time who was requesting a phone case from a business that Mr. Taylor works at. I believe it's called Momo's. So I went along with him just due to his suspicions of how it may go, although he was still trying to conduct business due to being clocked on at the time. So we went down there, at which point we were held at gunpoint by I believe it was 3 or 4 people. And then shortly after that, gunshots had ensued between ourselves and the involved individuals. And then shortly after that, I'd gone down and was shortly unconscious.
Were you taken to Pillbox Medical Center?
I was.
When you were actually, what sort of injuries did you sustain?
Gunshot wounds, just scattered.
Okay, thank you very much. Was the defendant with you when at the hospital?
At the hospital, yes.
Okay, and you were also, and were you with Mr. Harvey Taylor?
Mr. Taylor was there, yes.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I need to re-clarify that. My apologies. What happened when you three left the hospital?
We were held up at gunpoint by the same individuals as previously.
Okay, and could you describe what happened when you were held up by these individuals?
So not long after walking out, we were held at gunpoint. I believe there were 2 individuals in front of Mr. Kozlov, or it was one to the front and one to the side. The side being closest to the road that runs along Pillbox. I then had one individual holding me at gunpoint who had gone through my pockets as well. And then from how it looked, the individual to the side of Mr. Kozlov on the vehicle side seemed to have placed a weapon in his hand. As for the individual that was in front of him, that would have been out of my purview, so I would be unable to speak on those facts. And then shortly after that, Elliot arrived. They were at the, if you're facing toward Pillbox, they would have pulled up into the left side of the parking closest toward the parking lot, but into the lane that emergency vehicles pull into. Not long after they had stepped out of their vehicle, that's when we were gunned down. After that, I had one of the officers, I'm not sure if it's one of the ones that are here today, was doing medical on me, and then whilst doing medical, they also went through my my pockets as well. Then after that, we had gone inside of the hospital. I was ran inside, cuffed to a bed, and the door to the hospital locked, or the door to my hospital room locked. I guess while they further investigated. After that, Mr. Kozlov was brought into the room to my left, toward the middle of the hospital on the left side, which has the double bed in it. I believe he was then questioned in there, and then shortly after, one of the other suspects was put in the same room while Mr. Kozlov was cuffed to the bed, but the suspect involved was not cuffed. He then got up from his bed and began to choke Mr. Kozlov.
Okay, nothing further from me.
State across.
Yes, Your Honor. When you were at the bank originally, was Mr. Kozlov with you at the bank?
He was not, no.
All right. Did you sustain any injuries while you were at the bank yourself?
As previously stated, yes.
Were you transported by Sattler, or how were you transported to Pillbox?
So I was in and out of consciousness throughout the ride. To my understanding, Mr. Kozlov is the one who had taken me down.
So he happened to just drive by the bank, seen you laying there, and picked you up?
So I actually hold a residence at the Caton office, which is right around the corner, and Mr. Kozlov stays there with me. So he would have been within earshot.
And when you were held up at Pillbox, did they take anything from you?
They took my my registered weapon.
Anything else, or just?
To my knowledge, just the weapon. My memory's pretty good about the situation, but I usually don't pay too much attention to what's in my pocket. I don't know if they took like food or anything like that. So just the weapon, to my knowledge.
And you're saying that the suspects that one of the suspects that shot you all was put in the room with Mr. Kozlov uncuffed?
That is correct.
When you were taken back into Pillbox, were any of you cuffed, the victims? Mr. Kozlov, or?
I can speak to myself and Mr. Kozlov. I believe Mr. Taylor was on the opposite side of the hospital, whereas Mr. Kozlov and I were both cuffed to the bed.
So it would seem a little odd that one of the suspects who just
Objection argumentative.
Well, I mean, if the victims in the thing were cuffed to the bed, I would assume police procedure would be the aggressors would be cuffed as well. And I'm just trying to touch on that.
As I'm not myself. Oh,
wait.
You must wait for the ruling. I think I was saying it's not argumentative. It is more justifying. No, you're not listening.
No, I am listening. Sorry. It's, can you have him state the question one more time? He said it quickly.
Please state the question one more time.
I was just asking him, wouldn't it seem a little odd that the aggressors in the situation were not cuffed to the bed when some of the victims were?
That is argumentative. That's testifying and argumentative are sort of the same thing. You can.
Yeah, that's
he's. Yeah, you can sustain the objection.
I was going to.
Very good.
The court will sustain that objection.
All right, moving on. No further questions, Your Honor, from this witness.
Defense.
No redirect.
Oh, perfect. Recrossing. No. Everybody happy for this man to be being released from this subpoena?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Oblowski. You are being released. You may leave or go. Whatever making you happy.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Defense, any other evidence or witness?
Yes, we would like to call Harvey Taylor to the stand. Going a long way around.
Can you raise your hand and speak for us, please?
Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth?
I do.
Witness been sworn in?
Right, very well. Hi, mate.
Yes, you may approach.
All right, very well. Mr. Taylor, on the 25th of April, did you receive a phone call?
I did.
And in that phone call, what were you? What was the details of the phone call?
I was called regarding the business I was clocked into. Apparently, they were requesting the sale of a phone case.
Mm-hmm. And where was this sale meant to take place?
Outside the bank on Horwick, I believe it was, in Morningwood.
Okay. Did you go to the bank with anyone else?
Yes, I called Devontae as, Mr. Oblonsky, as the call was very suspicious.
Okay. What made you think the call was suspicious?
I received numerous calls from the payphone that I was called from, spam calls to say. And then he called me. He was very abrupt with his words in the way. He was aggressive. And just the spam calls and the payphone original.
Okay. What happened when you arrived at the Fleeca Bank?
I got out the vehicle with Devontae. I was approached by one male in black. We were, having a conversation, talking about the phone cases. All of a sudden, he pulls a gun, and then 3 more people from the roof of the bank jumped down with us.
Could you carry him?
Yep, they held myself and Mr. Oblonsky up. Then we exchanged in somewhat of a gunfight. Of course, I myself didn't get a chance to pull my weapon, so it was just Devontae.
Okay, and what happened next?
Shortly after police rolled up on scene, they started to question me. I was treated as well, somewhat, at the roadside, at the bank. From then, we were transported to Pillbox, self-transported.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you got treated at Pillbox, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, and by that point, was the defendant at the hospital?
At the hospital, he was.
Yes. When you three left the hospital, what happened?
We were approached by those same 4 men in black clothing. They held us up yet again. They were questioning me, and then one of them placed a weapon onto Mr. Kozlov, and he was instructed to shoot me, otherwise we all would be shot.
Mm-hmm.
After that, police then rolled up as they see me all getting held up. They tried negotiating, and then those 4 suspects put myself, Mr. Kozlov, and Oblonsky onto the floor.
Okay. What happened next?
We was treated by the officers as well as searched with treatment. I had my personal weapon taken off me. I seen them searching through Mr. Kozlov and Mr. Oblonsky's pockets as well.
Okay. When they were being treated?
Whilst we was being treated, yes.
Yes, okay. Were you late when you were finished treated? Did they cuff you to the bed?
I myself wasn't cuffed to the bed, however, I was locked in my treatment room.
You were locked in the treatment room. Could you see any of the other, people who'd stuck you up?
Yeah, they were placed on the opposite side of my hospital, of the hospital, but one, I was in the room next to Mr. Kozlov, and one of the suspects was placed in there with him.
Okay. Could you see whether any of the suspects that you could see were cuffed or not?
The one that was placed into the room with Mr. Kozlov, he wasn't cuffed to the bed, however, they were locked in the room together.
Okay. Nothing further.
Cross-examination from the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. You stated that you were self-transported to
Yeah, by the police officers, sir. My apologies.
Was it by SAFR or by the police department themselves?
By the police department.
All right. You said you said one of the aggressors, the suspects in this case, was not cuffed to the bed. Were they handcuffed behind their back?
No, their hands were free at all times.
All right. Did you hear any of the conversation between the defendant and Officer Carter?
I did not.
No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Is this witness? Nobody calling again?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Perfect. Let me remember his name. Mr. Taylor, you are being released from subpoena and are free to be leaving or staying.
Thank you.
Hey there.
Very well, the defense rests.
Defense risk. Perfect. Does anybody need the time for the closing statement?
I don't.
I do not either, Your Honor. I'm good to go.
Perfect. You may be proceeding, prostitution.
The evidence in this case. Excuse me 1 second. The evidence in this case has shown that the defendant, Vasily Kozlov, was in possession of 2 unlawful Class 1 firearms, one of which had 2 illegal weapons attachments. These firearms were discovered on his person after a chaotic series of events. While it is true Mr. Kozlov was initially a victim himself, having been held at gunpoint and shot by masked assailants, he had a clear opportunity to surrender any illegal weapons in his possession when encountering law enforcement before leaving at Pillbox. However, he chose not to. So, the officers on scene, while providing medical assistance, ensuring the safety of all involved, conducted a lawful search of Mr. Kozlov. And during that search, they discovered the weapons. Despite being given the chance to turn these weapons over and comply with the law, Mr. Kozlov failed to do so. And failure to act responsibly and within the bounds of the law cannot be excused, even in the aftermath of a traumatic event. In the state, we have constructive possession. One moment.
That is not what I would have pointed out.
As set forth in AC 042, and whether or not these were placed on Mr. Kozlov or not, he was in constructive possession of them and therefore should be found guilty of the charges against him. Thank you, Your Honor.
Could I get a repeat of that citation?
It is AC 042. Would be the full citation would be 2022 AC 042.
Oh, there we go.
What was the name of the case? State v. who, sir?
Blue, and blue. Wait, no, that's CM, not AC.
2022 AC 042 miles long. No contest appeal was the full docket name.
Your Honor, may we have a couple of minutes to review this?
You have 2 minutes.
Don't need longer than 2.
You can have 3. I need to review these 2. Can you find it?
Yeah,
Can you send to me?
I emailed it to you already.
Oh my god,
I'm
you're
very
so
helpful.
fast.
Yeah.
I need you.
I was going to take more till about Sunday.
I'm going to be honest with you though, I don't think I would have argued constructive position.
Oh yeah, I mean it's not constructive possession. It was fucking on him. Like
I think the
in the glove box.
prosecution
This is not the same thing.
Yes.
Well, also this case had the appeal granted.
Oh, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
What?
This,
Do you read this?
Okay, yeah, no, I did not. I'll read it for delivery.
Okay, we can talk about it while you
Now,
deliver it.
in
Yeah,
my
that's fine.
closing, I think it's best I address the appeal that my learned friend has provided. In that case, that charge was the unlawful possession was dropped, and the court granted the appeal. The defendant was in possession of it, was no longer in possession of it, nor could he have been in possession of it. It was not his car. The circumstances were different and do not apply. Now, if I may now speak on the actual case at hand. Put simply, this case is about duress. The defendant was under duress. He was taken outside of a hospital, he was forced to take a gun, told to shoot someone, and afterwards he was shot himself. All of this was in front of a hospital. All of this watched by the police. The police waited for it to be over, and after patching up Mr. Kozlov, they searched him. Or, actually, they searched him while they were patching him up. Didn't wait to ask what happened, they just searched him. And they searched Mr. Taylor, and they searched Mr. Oblonsky. He had the guns placed on him. He had no control over his actions. The police could not see what was happening for a good while, as they were focusing on the road, trying to block them from these assailants from riding off. The police treated those people as victims, as criminals. This is a textbook example of duress. Duress absolves the defendant of any wrongdoing. In this case, he was threatened with a gun, as were his friends, and the threat was imminent. It stood in front of him, pointing a gun at his face, and he had no present means of protection. He had no opportunity to deal with the fact he had the guns on him, as he was searched while he was being patched up, and it is plainly duress. There was a perfectly good explanation. He had no opportunity to surrender those guns, and the only right decision in this case, Your Honour, is to find him not guilty. That is all.
Yes, thank you very much. The court will now go into recess for the about the 30 minutes for deliberations. You may be coming go if you please, but when you are re-entering, you will be again searched. Thank you. Oh my god.
All right, so I don't think that appellate case really has anything to do with this one, for what it's
No,
worth. I don't
not
think
going
you
to
even
be.
need to address it. Do you have any questions? I don't want to influence you before you have anything in mind, but I have some opinions about this case.
Let me share my opinions. I'm going to raise some things
Yeah,
down
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
Jace, are you good, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm
Let's
just vibing right now.
Oh, okay.
It is to be pointing out, I think, the officer testified that there were no shots being fired, report, before he getting there. The other officer also saying no shots fired before the officers getting there. Yet the witness for defense are saying he was being forced to shoot the friend. Forced to have the gun, forced to shoot the friend. If there was no shots being reported fired, when did this forcing to shoot be happening?
Can I just mention one thing?
Sure.
Does it seem like the defense coached their witnesses? It wasn't
What do
just
you
me that
mean?
thought that.
They're allowed to prep their witnesses. It's not unethical or illegal or anything.
You can prep them, you cannot give them the words to say.
Okay,
Yeah.
it does sound like they're very coached, so I was just curious. Okay, never mind then.
You can't tell them like you have to say this or whatever, right? But like, you know, you can explain to them the circumstances and all that. It has to be their honest opinions.
Oh, okay.
It would only be like perjury or whatever if they were like lying, right? And you would have to prove it as a whole thing.
Oh, I'm not trying to accuse perjurers. They sounded coached.
No. It's just, I mean, that's really the only remedy is why I bring it up. I wouldn't worry about it, but it's very polite of you to point it out. So, Sonny, I take your point. However, I'm gonna email you something.
Wait, what are we talking about? What I miss? I heard the court case, but then I had to think real quick when Sunny came in here.
Sonny pointed out that the officers testified that they didn't get any cat alerts about shooting that had occurred prior to their arrival at the location
I can
where
tell you,
it was.
Can I mention one thing? Sorry.
Yeah, of course, please.
He said the gun had a suppressor. That's why we don't get it, because it suppressed fire.
Oh,
But yes, but the officer
changes
Nick
things.
Graff also being on the scene, not reporting any shooting before the officers getting out of the car either.
Well, he wasn't there the entire time, was he?
They were
Like
inside of the
I thought he
hospital.
testified that he didn't see it.
I see initially through the window, and then they moved to the car to get a better position. He's saying he focused on the road, but you could still hear the shooting, no?
Very
Perhaps not. Not with a
faintly.
suppressor.
Yeah, a suppressor would make it a lot harder to hear the gunfire. But I remember him saying when he acknowledged that there was gunfire and saw it, they repositioned to get a better view and waited for backup because I believe they would have been outnumbered if they had went in just the paired up two.
Yes, but the other thing, when the officers are getting out of the car, when they are seeing them still being held at the gunpoint, Mr. Taylor is not looking to be shot. Nobody's saying he was being injured. He not said that he was shot before.
Right.
Sorry. Do you guys still need me? Because I need to go to this funeral, and I'm the only one that's able to assist them with this.
I'll have
you
one
can
of
go to the
the
funeral. We'll
clerks
find
be
somebody.
with-
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
perfect.
can
I
go.
have to go to this funeral. Okay, thank you.
If they was being forced to shoot the Mr. Taylor, would Mr. Taylor not be injured
I thought he was injured.
after the shooting? Not when he was
Yeah.
being held up, but after all of the shooting. Not the shooting that happened before the officers, other ones arriving.
Did you have specific? Hold on. I have an affidavit here
A lot
somewhere.
of inconsistencies.
I
in
know
this.
the Nick Carter affidavit says when they arrived, the defendant had their hands up.
He said he was treated for his gunshot injuries.
Yes, they all get shot down after the policia arrived. That is when the suspects opening fire. You see what I am saying? They are asserting that before the
It was
policia
directed
see
to shoot myself, Harvey Taylor. Cops were still on scene, so it turned into a negotiation situation. I see.
that does not make sense. If he is getting shot, why would he be standing there with the hands up, not appearing to be injured? On the other point of contention, question I am having is they robbing the Oblonsky of his gun, his legal registered weapon to him, but not taking any weapons off of the defendant, Kozlov. And they say they put a gun into his hand. He is having 2 weapons on his person not registered to him, with the multiple bullets missing from the magazine. How many times would he discharge the weapon?
I mean, he could have fired at another time or whatever, but I take your point. Sonny, my only advice here, I guess, because of course it's your determination on the evidence, is remember that the standard for not guilty is if there is any plausible alternative explanation, right? So if you believe that the alternative explanations presented by the defense are not plausible, then that's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and you should explain it thoroughly, right? Especially given the what you describe as the inconsistencies. But if you do think that they are plausible, even if they're a little bit silly, that would be enough for a not guilty verdict.
This the part I don't like. I like to listen. I don't like to rule. Damn it.
Because and remember, there could be inconsistencies that are ultimately resolvable, like they could be immaterial, right? And it's up to you to determine whether or not they're material enough to discredit the testimony on the whole, or whether the story is at least plausible. I will say that the defense did a pretty good job of establishing that the officers did not witness the alleged events at issue, so the officers cannot discredit that testimony. And it's ultimately up to you to make a determination about the credibility of the proffered explanation.
I didn't understand the prosecution's closing statement.
Yeah,
didn't either. It
he
didn't make any
argued the
sense.
wrong thing.
Which is, you know, if this case is not guilty, another reason is going to be the prosecution not really understanding what they're doing, which is unfortunate.
Does Nick's affidavit work up with the timeline? The middle paragraph
Which one?
where it says he.
The Carter affidavit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So there's an
the
actual
timeline
hostage
where
situation.
it says, "I was forced to shoot and planted." So the defendant states something to him.
Yeah.
Then he does the GSR test. Did all the testimony confirm that timeline?
I think so.
Or did he do the GSR test first, and then the defendant stated that, and then he searched him?
No, I think he did the GSR test afterwards.
Yeah, because the affidavits puts it in the other order. He stated it first, and then he was tested.
Jace, can you find that in the transcript?
I could.
He said, conversation during the medical. He said he went over the basics. He took into the, and was being conscious. He briefly described what had been happening. The man said he was forced to shoot and forced the weapons. He assumed this occurred at the bank. He stated the weapons was being planted on him, and he's searching him to be confirmed in finding the 2 firearms on him, one 50 caliber pistol missing the bullets and having the attachments, and there is no with no serial number.
So, what again am I looking for? Or did Sonny just answer it?
The order in which Carter said that he searched and tested the GSR. Did he GSR before or after the search?
Okay. If I remember,
He
I'm
said-
just going based on my memory. He's going to have GSR'd him, and then that would have led him to search him.
Yeah, but the affidavit says it's the other order.
He's saying during the testimony he doing the GSR because of the description matching him from the initial shooting incident. He was also confirming the story of him being forced to be shooting.
Okay, so he got the statement first, then he got tested. So he admitted to having the weapons on him before even being tested for GSR.
Yes, he is asserting that he was forced to have the weapons. But everybody say they putting the weapon into his hand, not weapons.
That's true. Just find him not guilty on one count.
But which counts?
Did he ever
What do you
say which?
mean?
So the weapons have different attachments. Did he ever specifically say which one was placed in?
No, they
Oh, I
did
think
not.
it was the one with the silencer.
It's the one with the components. It's the one that he asserted to have used. It was missing bullets. There is not missing any bullets.
Yeah, I'm not see a lot of information on where the other gun came from.
It is very difficult to believe, for me personally, that somebody is showing up to the hospital, holding people at the gunpoint, robbing them, and forcing one of the victims to have the gun and to be shooting, and the officers being there, responding, nobody is seeing or hearing.
Yeah, it
Also,
kind of
the
makes
medium intensity GSR from Vasily Kozlov and the GSR from the other people being different.
such as one's high intensity and the others were less so.
Mr. Kozlov medium intensity and the suspect high intensity.
So it kind of makes more sense that it might have happened at the bank thingy.
Yes, which everybody asserting that he was not being there, except that he was at this whatever business they call it, and where they hanging out and staying, and they'd be hearing what happening and knowing apparently his friend was being there and transporting him to the hospital. Does that make sense?
And there's a lot that doesn't make sense in this case.
Well, that's true. I would encourage you, Sonny, regardless of your findings, to make sure that you draw a clear picture of the undisputed facts and like the story.
Okay,
Yeah, the
so one more
discrepancies
time,
that
I've
you're
got
finding.
the recording here. It's the way that if he GSR tested then search, is that right? Or just matching the story?
Yeah.
Like, did
we
he?
want to know
Did
if he searched before he GSR'd.
he?
I will be back with that in momentarily.
Or rather, I was
Comfort-
saying if he had the statement before he TSR'd.
Okay, he was talking to the downed individual. The downed individual told him he had firearms planted on him, that he was forced to shoot at the bank. At this point, that's when I conducted my search.
Thought he was forced to shoot at the bank.
Yeah. Say that one more time. You said.
Yeah, let me slow it down and re-listen to it. I just got to it. Yeah, he told the officer he had 2 guns planted on him and he was forced to shoot. The officer assumed it was at the bank.
Oh, okay. So he didn't.
Okay.
That would have made things so easy. Yeah, it says that in the affidavit too. It says he was suspected to be on the scene of the bank shootout. I heard the prosecution say something about that. That he was forced to shoot at the bank and he had plenty of time to turn himself in, but he didn't until the second incident. Was that that was in their closing statement, right?
Yeah, so he GSR tested him after Kozlov told him the weapons were planted on him, and a person matching his description was at the bank, and the GSR came back medium intensity.
Undisputed facts: the shooting incident happening at Boulevard del Perro, where individuals Taylor and Oblonsky was being injured. Mr. Kozlov transporting Mr. Oblonsky to the hospital. The individuals, Mr. Kozlov and Mr. Taylor, was being and Mr. Taylor and Oblonsky held at gunpoint when leaving the hospital. The shootout occurring, and Mr. Oblonsky, Mr. Taylor, and Mr. Kozlov shoot it down. Mr. Kozlov asserting to have the gun put into his hands and being forced to be shooting the Mr. Taylor. Mr. Kozlov being GSR medium intensity, suspects being high intensity. Mr. Kozlov searched following the incident and they have the 50 caliber firearm with missing bullets and 2 illegal attachments with the suppressor and the extended mag and the reason of having no serial number. Now in the testimony or affidavits, did they say the weapon or weapons put on him? Why would you put 2 weapons on this person to tell him to shoot? I would say, following Mr. Winston Worth's ruling, nobody did specifically say whether or not the 50 caliber pistol was being registered to Mr. Kozlov or somebody else. So at the very least, even if I find him to be unlawful possession of this firearm, it would only be the 1 count of the illegal weapons component and the 2 counts of the illegal firearms. What is wrong with you?
Just take a hit of laughing gas or something, dude.
Listen, do you understand how mad? Isa, can you see the channel, the judiciary with the LEOs? Did you see how mad the cops got after the fucking Maxime case? Oh my fucking god!
Oh, from like a couple days ago.
Shit, it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Oh my god, Sonny, I fucking no balls.
Let's do it again.
No
dude.
balls.
I am going to. Yes, very clear to see the Reznov is not registered to anybody. It is having no serial number.
That one, I mean, if the
all you have to do
scratched
is
off,
present the fucking just present the evidence. This weapon not registered to him. How difficult is that? How difficult to say? Was this weapon registered to him? No. Perfect. All you have to do is articulate that in the questioning.
Yeah.
In the evidence,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I'll look forward to you going through the ringer on this one. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Okay,
but
okay,
it's
hold on. So I have undisputed facts. Ruling.
Sonny, if you want like a format or something, I can email you the link to my ruling on the Maxime case because I kind of formatted it in a way that was helpful.
Yes, that would be very helpful to be adding to my dockets.
I gotcha. Well, and it would help you like lay out like your statement for your verdict. Let me find it. There it is. Check your email.
Okay, perfect.
And the what's posted on the docket, I made like a couple like grammar changes or whatever, but that's basically how I read it off in court as well, minus the like Roman numerals.
Oh my god, I don't have time to write all of this shit.
No, I mean, like, I obviously went into more detail because of the specific nature of that case. I don't think you have to do all that here, but it's whatever you have written already, you can probably adapt into this format. It's just, here's the charges, here's the undisputed facts. Here's like, a statement about the evidence not being submitted. And then here's, the findings of exactly what the reasons for guilt or innocence are. Right? It's not as complicated as you think. And you don't have to go into detail. I went into detail because I knew that people were going to be mad at me. You can go into more detail when you do the doc, but you don't have to do it right now. It's up to you. Plus, it's your court case. They're gonna wait for you. You're the fucking judge.
You wear the pants.
That's right. What is a float and soak? Oh, it's a submarine tour. That's cool.
Oops. What am I doing? Why is it not pasting? Hmm. Oh no, my document is dying. What is happening to my computer?
Your what?
My document
Sorry?
not working.
Oh, your tablet. Oh, you might think this is funny, but I write all of my opinions and notes in VS Code.
I don't know what that means.
It's a code editing program.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Doc.
You are distracting me. I'm trying to rolling.
Oh, was I not needed to look at that anymore?
Oh wait, what were you looking at?
The order of events of the GSR and the searching and shit?
Well, it turns out that they didn't say the gun was unregistered.
They said that the gun did not belong to him and that the serial number was scratched out.
Which gun?
So they said that both guns, Nick Carter said both guns did not belong to the suspect. The 50 cal had an extended mag and a suppressor, and then the Rezanov had the serial number scratched out. That was in his testimony.
He said they don't belong to him?
Yes, they said they did not
Oh,
belong
okay.
to the
Well,
defendant.
there goes that idea, Sonny.
Oh shit.
Probably a good thing that we got that right, though.
Because he told him while Carter was giving him medical that he had two guns planted on him that would not belong to him.
Yeah.
So GSR was first, as he was told over radio that he matched the description at someone at the bank, so that places him at the bank.
Okay.
So he GSR'd. So he rendered aid, GSR'd. While he was rendering aid, however, the conversation with Kozlov took place where he said, "I have two guns planted on me. They will not come back to me." So he GSR'd. He had medium intensity, whereas the suspects who shot them at the hospital had high. So it had been some time for him to have shot his gun. And then he was searched after the GSR test coming back medium for Nick Carter to verify his claims that he had two guns planted on him. However, no one saw his pockets being ran, according to Carter in his testimony. I do believe McGrath said he saw someone going through someone's pockets, but they could not identify who.
If the officers are seeing somebody go through the pockets, they are not seeing somebody having the gun forced into their hands and to be shooting. I am just having a very difficult time believing that in all of this, all of a sudden, the officers are seeing them searching this other man, going through his pockets, taking things off of him, that they did before this, put a gun into Kozlov's hand, force him to shoot, wait for the policia to show up, then be searching everybody else with the Mr. Taylor looking not injured, and then be deciding to shoot everybody when the policia are coming. It does not make sense to me.
Sounds like you have your narrative.
I feel like you not agree with me though.
Oh no, I think
it's your
based
courtroom,
on
Sonny.
Well, first of all, yes, that's true. But also, given the additional details that I will fully admit I was not paying super close attention because it's not my case. I think your layout of the facts, both Jason and Sonny, makes a lot of sense. I think increasingly it sounds like they tried to pull off this story and they just like didn't line everything up correctly.
I think there's just not enough for
The affidavits
him
do not
to-
line up.
No, I agree with more like it sounds more.
It sounds more.
Sorry. I think it sounds more plausible that the shooting happened at the bank.
Yes, the shooting did happen at the bank, as that's where Kozlov said he was forced to shoot. But there was a separate instance when officers arrived at Pillbox where they were being held up with.
Yeah, but none of those statements sort of line up with.
It's all perspective of the officers and everything, so it's just never
Yeah.
gonna line up.
Because I would think.
Wait, I thought that they were forced to shoot outside of Pillbox.
That is where it did happen. That is what the witness for the defense asserting.
Yeah, Jace,
Okay.
they're all asserting that Kozlov was never at the bank.
Yes, he was never at the bank except for he was
Right,
near the
however-
bank and then
however,
happened
the
to hear it
police-
and showing up to transport
Yeah.
Mr.
The
Oblonsky.
police suspect he was at the
are
bank.
the police are saying that there was someone who matched his description at the bank.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's just
I
a lot
don't.
of
It doesn't matter to
inconsistencies,
me.
But
The GSR testing would be consistent, probably with him being at the bank, but I am not considering that.
I mean, was anything proved beyond a reasonable doubt?
Well, we're all standing here doubting that he shot at the hospital, so.
Well, that's not really. I take your point a little, but that's not the inquiry, right? The question is, did he have the weapons on him beyond a reasonable doubt? Like, is the story about duress? Because the burden shifts, right? When you're claiming duress, if it's an affirmative defense, the burden shifts, and so
I
then you
would
have to.
believe it more if it
we're
was
looking
one
at
gun.
this. We're
but he
looking
had
at
two.
this, I think, too much. I mean, literally, the charges are just: did he have possession of two weapon
And then was there
components
duress? And you can just say that they didn't prove
one class
duress, based on the inconsistency of the statements and the evidence.
I mean, it's a possession case, and possession, what
The
they say about
burden of
possession.
proof shifts for the
duress is a
assertive
reasonable
defense
defense.
of the claim of duress.
Sorry, say that again.
That is
Sonny?
what you said. The burden of proof is different for the assertive defense.
Yeah, so if
for the
you're
claim of duress.
if you're asserting an affirmative defense, then the burden shifts to you to establish the validity of that defense through evidence and testimony. Oh, you like that language, huh?
Is the affirmative defense of the claim of duress. Perfect. I will
Yeah.
sound so smart.
You are so smart.
For the count of unlawful position, the court is finding the defendant, Mr. Vasily Kozlov, guilty. The defense did be asserted that the defendant, Mr. Kozlov, did be being forced the firearm
My opinion is I mean, he had the weapons in hand. I don't think there's enough to prove duress and find him not guilty that they were planted.
I mean, there's no dispute that he had the weapons in his possession. The only pending question is, was he forced to do so?
Right? Was it planted?
I mean, didn't Officer Carter say he did see him get held up?
The other one, Billy McGrath, saw them get held up.
Oh yeah, the first one.
Yeah, McGrath was there with Cassius Lover, who would have given some validity to Billy's statements, but that's okay. I mean, we still had someone from that point of view.
Um.
I think we're missing the fact. I actually misspoke when I spoke earlier. We're missing the fact that the heavy pistol found on Kozlov's person was his. It just had weapon components, while the Reznov was the illegal weapon.
Was the 50 caliber pistol his?
Yes.
No, it wasn't because it had no serial number at all.
No, the Reznov had no serial number.
Ah.
That's the weapon he's claiming was planted.
But aren't 50 cals just illegal?
No, I don't think so.
You can purchase those through ammunition.
We look at the positions. You have the 50 cal, the heavy pistol, and the Reznov. The 50 cal was not registered to him. The heavy pistol he have on him was, as well as the Reznov not registered to him.
I misspoke again. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. It was a heavy pistol that says, and he has 2 weapons that don't want them. I'm sorry. I don't mean to confuse anybody.
You're interrupting my writing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Finally, the
Shut
defense to be asserted today. The enemies are going to be enforced. The one firearm being held at gunpoint outside of the PBMC.
Illegal.
It was being forced to be shot.
Through the state.
Somebody look at the.
Want to go run down to the ammunition?
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 50 cals are illegal no matter what.
Just look in the penal code. If it is not in the penal code, then it is not
Is there
illegal.
an easy way to look before you run my ass down?
I don't think there's a list of
No, because they don't
firearms in
mention
the penal
calibers in the penal code. They just
Okay.
get classified as either.
Go to the
class 1 or
ammunition. I
class-
see you soon. Drive fast. Find the. Yes.
Because I remember someone calling me as a clerk to turn themselves. Well, they found a 50 cal in a hotel room and they wanted my help to like get the cops and turn it in.
Must be finding a regular gun that you don't know is yours. You know is not yours. Just reporting it for safety.
I was pretty sure that they said just having the 50 cal was illegal.
I need to look at one thing. Blonsky to phone call from.
It probably is. Whatever.
During the questioning of Harvey Taylor and Oblonsky, they both saying the same story. That the suspects put the gun into Mr. Kozlov's hand. He said, "You must shoot Mr. Taylor or you would all be being shot." But neither of them ever asserting that Mr. Kozlov actually shooting Mr. Taylor.
That's true. Even the affidavit just says,
Yeah, well, I'm not finding anyone who ever bought a 50 cal at the ammunition, so I'm led to believe you're correct, and I'm just a little dumb and got my facts messed up.
yeah, even the affidavit says held Kozlov at gunpoint, planting a weapon in his hand and directing him to shoot Mr. Taylor, but it doesn't say he actually shot. It just says they directed him to.
And direct him to be shooting. No one.
Yeah, because the 50 cal had bullets spent, but the Rezanov didn't, so leads me to believe he shot the 50 cal somewhere, but I, I don't know.
Yeah, but just having the 50 cal, like
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is illegal.
It is. Yeah. Okay.
So we're good. It is. Yeah, it's both. Yeah, whatever.
So is the 50 cal a legal or not legal weapon?
Not legal.
It's illegal. You cannot buy them at ammunition.
And that serial number did not return to anyone anyway. So it doesn't even matter. So yes, he was correct in saying that there was 2 illegal weapons and a legal weapon on him.
Thank you, Isa.
Doing my duty.
And thank you, Jace.
I just exist, man.
Don't we all, dude?
I just exist. Yeah, it's fine. I seriously need some brain food right now.
I feel like I'm thinking about peeling a bunch of boiled eggs right now.
Goodness.
Makes it hard to talk.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I'm actively ready to order Chipotle and go obtain said Chipotle whenever this is ruled on.
I am trying to think. Be quiet. The witness testimony from the officer McGrath affirming the victims held up by the witness. Do not tell me I'm taking too long. I hate it here.
40 minutes.
It is not been that long.
That's what I've been told.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you.
I've noticed it only takes this long to rule when the state doesn't lay out their case clearly.
I also overthink things.
That's part of the job.
Like I said, just
Yes.
give everybody contempt. Fuck it. Everybody gets it.
I am almost done.
I think you can do that.
You caught, you just got impeached.
I won't tell if you won't.
See, this is why I hired him.
I mean, if we just contempt everyone, we get to go home, and Sunny gets to go to D&D.
It is,
By that logic, we can just give them all felony contempt, and then they won't even be able to bother us. They'll just have to go sit in prison.
This is why you're the head honcho. Let's just do that.
Everyone in the courtroom, stand up. You all are being charged with felony contempt. You will not have a hearing. This is final. Goodbye.
That's crazy.
The only problem is some of those people out there do have guns.
I stay strapped. It's okay.
Imagine
what is the
a
time
judge
and fine
go-
for these charges?
I mean, the only reason why they should
Oh.
have guns is they're be cop.
Oh yeah,
What's
they're
that?
getting charged contempt too.
Daniel, can you look
Time
that
and
up
fine.
for Isa?
What is that?
Sure. What am I looking at?
The
Yes,
time
I
and
can look 'em
fine
up.
for the charges.
What are the charges?
Illegal weapon component times
Times
2.
two.
Unlawful possession of class 1 times 2.
Unlawful possession times 2 is 30 months and 350. Where the fuck is the component charge?
Possession of an illegal weapon.
It is 25
and 250 for one.
Line 45.
I
Alright,
need
so
the
that's-
total time and fine.
I'm gonna give it to you. It's
Without a calculator.
25 times 2 is 50, plus 30 is 80, and then 350 plus 250 is 600. So 80 months and $600. Oh wait. Sorry. It's times 2.
So
$850 and
$500.
no, it's 250 times 2 plus the 300.
It's 800.
Yeah, that's
850. 850. 250 plus 100 per additional possession, so that's 350. Plus 500, so that's 850.
Okay,
And then you
perfect.
have 30 months plus 25 times 2, so it's 80 months and $850, like I said.
Perfect, thank you. The defense of the starting the
I'm
defendant
good at
was
math.
being in the duress. With this affirmative defense, the burden of proof.
The
I don't
fine
even
is
use a
only
calculator.
$850.
Yeah.
Yeah, they go a little light on the weapons charges sometimes.
That's crazy.
That's only 2 guns.
2 guns and 2 components, yeah.
Improve the claim.
If it makes you feel better, Issa, I think that components are more expensive to buy than they are to be fined for. So you're losing that value of the components in addition to the penalty.
That does help a little bit. I'll sleep better tonight knowing that.
And then obviously, even if he was found not guilty, he wouldn't get the value back.
The paper of the defendant, Mr. Kozlov. Am I understanding the assertive what is the word? The assertive defense? Affirmative. That is what it is called.
Say that one more time, Sonny.
The affirmative defense. They have to prove he was in the duress. And while he was being held at the gunpoint, I don't believe that
They don't necessarily have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, but they do have to establish it.
Yes, he was held at the gunpoint, but I don't think
Yeah.
anybody established that he was forced to have this weapon and forced to shoot his friend.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, let me just review this. I am almost done.
I want to go tell them that we're almost ready.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you all for your patience. Magistrate Dick Kavanaugh is almost done with her opinion. I appreciate your attention, but you didn't have to, do all that. Again, thank you for waiting. She'll be back out shortly. There you go.
Everything the victims we have at the gunpoint cannot be holding initials being fired before the suspect shooting the victim.
Jace, you're kind of smooth with it.
I am smooth with it. Listen, it's that white girl music.
I love white girl music, personally.
Listen, you can't go wrong with some like 2010 Kesha.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I was getting really worried. I'd have to tell everyone to get up.
No, you're fine.
It's not that hard.
I finished shooting the musket and I came.
That's
How about
crazy.
that from you?
It was a final 42.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just yanking your chain, Rick.
Oh,
it's very nice of you to do that.
All right. So what's the verdict?
Everyone's getting contempt.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
She's almost ready. She's almost
Yeah,
ready.
including you, felony.
Okay, felony. Oh,
No
guess,
appeals.
Lasted longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, Kozlov. Being in position to know with the
Wait, were you actually worried about telling people to stand up?
Yeah, dude, I'm not good at public speaking, bro.
Yeah, just visualize them in their underwear or something, you know?
Hey, yo, what?
That's what I was told.
I don't like that.
The,
It
the,
makes me more nervous.
generally, I just look down. I don't look at anyone. I just look down at the ground and just call it.
Um. Yes. What is the word? I'm thinking of a word. I'm thinking of a word. I'm thinking of a word. Oh my god. Okay, I think I am done.
Alright, should I call you out?
Let me. Yeah.
Call you out? Alright, let's go. Let's do this.
Let's go, Tom.
We Gucci.
Oh shit.
I don't.
Son, are you ready?
I don't think.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
she
yeah,
is.
yeah. No, I just have to
Oh, there
get
she is, okay.
so where I can be read.
Let's go. All right, course not back in session.
Oh god, they go to be upset with me. Today the court did be hearing the case against the defendant, Mr. Vasily Kozlov, who was facing the charges of the 2 counts of the illegal possession of the Class 1 firearm and the 2 counts of the unlawful weapon components. The court today is being appreciative of the patience and attention of those being in the attendance today. Both parties today did be presenting the interesting case for the cause of much deliberation. There are some undisputed facts today. Undisputed, a shooting incident did be occurring at the Boulevard del Perro Bank where the individuals, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Oblonsky, were being injured. Mr. Kozlov transported Mr. Oblonsky to the hospital. The individuals, Mr. Kozlov, Mr. Oblonsky, Mr. Taylor, were being held at the gunpoint outside of the Pillbox Hospital after they leaving. The shootout at the hospital did be happening and the Mr. Oblonsky, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Kozlov were getting shooted down. Mr. Kozlov asserting to be having the gun put into his hand and to be being forced to be shooting the Mr. Taylor. Mr. Kozlov GSR tested medium intensity on the scene. Other suspects on the scene GSR tested to be the high intensity. Mr. Kozlov was being searched following the incident and they have the 50 caliber firearm with the missing bullets and the 2 illegal weapon attachments, the suppressor and the extended magazine. He was searched following the incident and was found to be in possession of the Reznov having no serial number. In the matter of this case, the state of San Andreas versus Vasily Kozlov, the court is finding the following. For the 2 counts of the unlawful possession of the Class 1 firearm, the court is finding the defendant, Mr. Vasily Kozlov, guilty. The defense today asserting that the defendant, Mr. Kozlov, again having been forced the firearm put into his hands while he was being held at gunpoint outside of the hospital. He was being forced to be shooting Mr. Harvey Taylor following this planted weapon. The witness testimony from the officer McGrath affirms seeing the victims held at the gunpoint but not be witnessed or mention any shooting before the shooting was initiated by the suspects. The officer arrival. The witness, Mr. Nick Carter testimony, also expressing to be seeing the victims held at the gunpoint, but did not be noting any shots fired before the suspect shooting the victims. Both Mr. Oblonsky and Mr. Taylor today in the testimony and affidavits asserting that the gun was put into the hands of Mr. Kozlov and he was being directed to be shooting the Mr. Taylor. However, no person witness in the testimony or affidavit did be asserting that the Mr. Kozlov did actually be firing the gun and shooting the Mr. Taylor at the request of the suspects. Furthermore, no witness nor testimony present today is indicating that the Mr. Harley P. Taylor was suffering from GSWs after leaving the hospital to when he was being shot by the suspects in front of the officer witnesses. They did be seeing him, though, held at the gunpoint. The gun, the 50 caliber weapon that was found on the person of Mr. Kozlov, was not being the legal weapon to be possessing in this state. Additionally, Mr. Kozlov was being GSR medium intensity and the suspects being high intensity GSR. With these testing result discrepancies between the asserted different shooters on the scene and the missing bullets from the 50 caliber weapon, without any testimony to be supporting that Mr. Kozlov did be under the duress and did be actually shooting Mr. Taylor with the weapon outside of the hospital that was asserted to be forced upon him, this court is not being compelled to be finding this plausible. There is no pistol also found on his person being in his possession, was not having the valid serial number, and was therefore also being the illegal firearm. For the 2 counts of the illegal weapon component's possession, the court is also finding the defendant, Mr. Vasily Kozlov, guilty. Mr. Kozlov, again being in the possession of the illegal 50 caliber weapons firearm as evidenced with the attachments. The court is finding these attachments to be the illegal firearm components, the extended magazine and the suppressor. The defense today asserted that the defendant was being under the duress. With this affirmative defense, the burden of proof shifts towards the defense to be substantiating this claim of duress. The court today is acknowledging that there was a hostage incident outside of Pillbox Medical Center, but is not finding the defense to be proof that the defendant, Mr. Kozlov, under the duress, was being forced to weapons and forced to be firing on that scene. The evidence and testimony is not supporting this. It is being so ordered. The defendant, Mr. Vasily Kozlov, will be serving the 80 months in prison and pay the fine of $850. That is all.
Good job, Sonny.
I can't talk.
No, you did great. Let's go.
Oh, thank you. I'm leaving.
Boo.
Oh, bud.
Sonny.
Yes.
You said 80 months, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
Who just fucking booed?
Probably the defendant.
Well, put that motherfucker in contempt. Say it again, bitch. I didn't shout that, don't worry.
No. It is okay. I don't mind the booing like the crybaby.
Alright.
Now just have to write this to the docket. Why you not?
Are you guys not coming?
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Oh. That was a good job, Sonny.
I need to get better and faster.
I had to hear it muffled through the door, but I heard it.
You did great, Sonny. You did great.
You'll get faster.
Yeah, I know. I just overthinking everything. I like to
It takes
talk things out
practice. It
and
takes
articulate.
practice.
I would have sat here just as long, if not longer, if it was mine.
You'll get better at like untangling stuff. And I could have probably paid better attention to help more.
Yeah, it is okay.
I wasn't paying very close attention, so I just kept looking at the affidavits because I didn't hear what the officer
That's what I was doing too.
I always write everything down to the best of my ability and summarize the affidavits, looking for everything. I found many discrepancies before the case, and I wanted to hear how it be argued.
How'd you like that case, Daniel?
For it, so
it's much better.
A lot of it.
You didn't see it?
I saw some of it.
How'd you like the end?
I loved it.
Were you the one who booed? Admit it.
No, I would never do that to Sonny.
I say boo just so we can compare.
Boo!
I
Yeah,
bet it
no,
was
that's
defending.
no.
Mm,
Issa, it's your turn.
For what?
You gotta say boo so we know it wasn't you. We got voice compare.
I plead the fifth.
Oh.
Was it you? Did you boo me?
That's crazy.
Look at him running away. Mm,
You only plead the fifth if you don't want to incriminate yourself.
I always get nervous at the court. But I
think you did
love
a
the
good
court.
job.
Thank you.
I get nervous too because as a clerk, I always had Killian to help
Damn, they're
me.
calling you an incompetent judge on Twitter. That's crazy.
But as a judge, Killian's like, nope, I want you to fail so you can learn. So I don't get help anymore.
I was really
look at
hoping
that.
he had a case
Well,
open
maybe
that
if
you
he
were
would have
assigned to.
said, yes, he
That
shot,
would have been funny.
but nobody ever say he shot outside the hospital. They say, yes, he was forced the gun and thought he had to shoot, but nobody say he shot. Then how is he GSR positive if he did not shoot?
Ah.
And
Maybe
why
I
wasn't
am
it the
wrong.
same as the ones who did shoot?
Because
I
Mr.
need to go buy
Kozlov
some food.
was not. You need food?
Well, I need like a supply for the week or something.
Oh, I
There's not a lot of
recommend the
places
Death
open right
Burger.
now.
It is so yummy.
I don't think they're open.
No, but you can also get the. Oh yeah, thank you, Jis, wherever you at, for reminding me to tell people they can sit down. Oopsie.
Judge was paid.
Hi.
Why- did you get money, Sonny? I went in on this.
Did I get money? Shit, hold on. You know, I did get money from Mr. Burt McKnight.
Dude, Taylor was the one who said he got shot. Why didn't he just literally just say, like,
I got shot.
yeah,
And-
I witnessed him shooting me.
He said nothing.
That is such a good photo. The cop arresting the dude with Sonny in the background looking over it as he's taking a selfie.
Wait, what?
That's art.
Oh my god, perfect.
Just a perfect photo.
I used to Mr. Vasily Kozlov not present at the shootout. He
said
does
the
happen to
judge-
be nearby. He said the judge what? I get paid?
He said the judge was paid, and then Devontae said you were incompetent.
That's okay.
You know, it's funny. Their disses are just as lined up as their statements were.
I wish I could put that on the docket. Oh, that would be perfect. That I feel it would be unprofessional. I really wish I could say this though.
I know, right? Why can't we have an anonymous Twitter so we can, you know?
You're able to text to somebody.
Where's my freedom of speech?
You have freedom of speech. You're just choosing not to exercise it because of your position.
Yeah, but where's my freedom of anonymity?
There's no right to be anonymous.
It should be. I want to be anonymous.
I went and looked. Those guys are basically gone.
I was I was saying their disses were just as lined up as their testimonies.
I will write this up tomorrow.
You're good. Go D&D. Don't waste more time.
I know I am late.
You gotta fight some, I don't know, dragons or orcs.
Nothing
Gnomes.
like that.
Goblins.
I am the hour late. They're going to yell at me.
Go, go, go. There's a computer in the
I'm gonna go to
conference
bed
room.
too.
I think we
You guys have a
canceled
good night.
Night, Your Honor.
I
Adios.
couldn't live
Hold on.
without you.
Let
You
me
were a
go
paid
and
actor.
give me 1 minute.
Why can't we get paid if you're getting paid? It's kind of bullshit, actually.
I got to mute
I
here.
agree with them.
Ah, yes, I need to stream more often, but a lot of the times I don't know that Sonny is entertaining to be watching. The fuck is he doing? I missed him too.
Then maybe like doing clothes, washing clothes and shit.
Oh, what is happening here?
We're having a
Who
little
dreams about that
gathering.
stuff, dude?
We're wondering
mean,
how much they
dude,
pay you to
it's
be
more
the
like
actor.
nightmares, but
Oh my god, do you think people pay me?
more
No.
like nightmares of doing that shit. But it has to be done because it
I'm
hasn't
just
been done in
looking
a
at
while
Twitter.
because I've been slacking.
I'm excited. I want people to bash me on Twitter when I do a judgment, but like because they're not smart, not because
I
I'm
mean,
bad.
why don't I want someone to bash me on Twitter and then my entire family gets involved.
I love court drama.
Court drama is so good. Like, why do people
Ah.
not like court? It's so good.
Like when everyone gets all mad at Killian and then he goes contempt.
Yeah, he's like, all right, contempt sells now, and then they fight it.
I'm eating tacos.
Oh my gosh. I'm in my apartment. I have someone cooking for me. Dr. Cook is cooking.
Mm.
He's cooking fajitas and that have boiled eggs simmering in the salsa.
Bruh.
What?
You can't be saying shit like that, dude.
Why?
Make me hungry.
I come out of the chambers and I see Mr. Robinson just saluting the flag.
Yeah, we all
Dude, he's got a nice tight salute there, dude.
Yeah, it was
Thank
impressive.
you.
I took a picture.
Very impressive. How have you been liking the job so far?
I've been loving it.
Good. I feel like I always ask you that. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to love about court drama and court clerks?
Do you get nervous at court, Mr. Robinson?
Not anymore.
Not until maybe you take that chair up there, right?
Oh god.
How do you make it go away?
I think it's because
I'm not a lawyer anymore.
Yeah,
Dude, I got nervous in the cells with freaking Oliver last night, like, because I was telling him that the cops didn't have to show him the warrant request. and
No,
he
they
was
did
all
not.
like, he was all like, yes, they do, and I was like, no, you have to do appeals, and then he was like arguing it so hard, and I was like, I know I'm right, but like, dude, it makes you nervous because they're like really fighting you.
I'll just tell him to shut up.
I just
tell him, shut the fuck up,
Oh my
man.
god, this a raid! Thank you for the raid.
I made
My
him
heart
kill-
is
it
so
was
happy.
Killian's warrant, so I was like, it's above my pay grade anyway. I can't say, what's the word?
This is what you do.
I can't invalidate a warrant that the Chief Justice signed.
But where did I put it?
Oh, jeez!
That's what you get for wearing sneakers, dude.
Okay, this is what you do in the
Kick him
future.
back, Daniel. Kick him back.
Kick me back.
Watch
It's fine.
this. It's going to happen
Go.
anyway.
Fight.
Kicking's too violent.
You do this, and you say, it is so ordered.
Oh my god!
Ah!
Why did you pull your badge out? Ah!
Don't punch Willow!
Well, don't punch Sunny! I didn't mean to punch anyone. I'm just gonna lay down. Oh, she dodged that like a pro. Twice! Oh, that's water balloons! Ow!
You just kick her while she was down.
You kicked me in the head. Gibbs.
Oh my god, I'm fighting. Protect me, Isa! No, you're not.
Was Doc still around?
You guys are all wet now. You said throwing water balloons like crazy.
I have bad news for you. I was wet before.
Is that because Doc was here?
No, it was because of the
What the fuck, Nan?
court.
Now the carpet's all wet.
That's what you get.
You should have seen
You're
those
the
cops.
clerk. Mop it up.
You should have seen those
Mop it
cops'
up?
faces last night, Sonny, when you said what you did.
Oh god. Wait, whose face?
The
I'm just gonna
cops,
use
they
my
were,
shirt
like, all
to mop it
surprised
up.
Pikachu, like, what did she say? Your comment about the, you know what?
Yeah, I left her pretty quickly.
What was his total time and fine? It wasn't even that much, right?
80 months.
80 months, 850.
850, right?
Yeah.
Fucking fine's nothing, dude. He needs to go in debt.
I feel like it was negligible.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go think.
Let's go to prison together one day, Sonny.
I already went. Then we go there for that arrangement hearing together.
Oh no, I meant like when you know we're ready to go bad.
Ready
What
to
do you
go
mean?
bad.
I are the anti-criminal. Don't
We'll
you hear
just-
what
we'll
people
just-
say?
Quit
Just
this
gonna
job,
snap one day.
and then we'll snap. Oh wait, you started out that way, never mind. I started out that way too, Sonny. I did bad things once.
What'd you do?
There was this abandoned car, and I smacked it with a baseball bat twice.
How do you live with
Vandalism.
yourself?
I think about it a lot. And when the cops showed up, I blamed it on my grandpa.
Oh my god.
But they didn't charge him because he was old.
Yo, what the fuck?
What?
Go to the directory and scroll all the way down to Wild
Okay.
Magic at the bottom,
Okay.
and look at the person who's clocked in right there.
Doc.
Holy. How is that name allowed?
We should pull up and interrogate him.
Wait, what?
Look, Wild Magic. Look up the name that is there.
I'm Amelie Allard Jacques
That was not done
Gray
by us,
Sinclair.
right?
I don't think so.
Someone needs to get fired if that was.
Emile Allard Jacques Gray Sinclair. What's wrong with that? It's
You-
very long.
You're not allowed to have more than one dash.
There's what the hell?
Hey, how you doing?
How many characters long is that?
That is, I mean,
Including
I just had a
the
question. I couldn't help but notice
dashes.
your name is extremely unique.
Oh,
Where
you
are you
just
from,
call
France?
with that shit.
So hold on. I'm looking at the MDT here because MDT access.
Awesome. How long are you going to be open?
There's an Emile
Yeah.
Gray Jacques Sinclair, but there's also an Emile
Oh,
Allard
nice. Are you new?
Jacques
You new around?
Gray Sinclair.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do they
Well,
both
yeah,
have
pleasure
active
talking to you.
profiles?
Pleasure
That
talking
name
to you.
even it breaks the
Alright.
how long that we're allowed
No,
to
I
approve
think
names.
I think if you think about it, something
from
went wrong with
France
their
and is
onboarding.
new.
Oh, okay.
Something went wrong with their onboarding, and then she was onboarded again, but she had an updated name. If that makes sense. I don't know how else to describe it.
That makes more sense.
Well,
if
if
it's-
go
if
into the directory and look and see who's working everywhere.
Yes, any clocked on business. Yep.
If it's something onboarding did, like the
Yeah, I
passports,
guess
then that's
pass-
on the
yeah, I
passports,
guess-
not us.
because she has one car and it's a Tampa, so she spent like $1,000 on a car.
Do you see the other Amelia with the gray? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I think it's the same person. I think
yeah.
immigration's messed up and did that, and then they're like, "Oh, wait, your last name's actually this," and then
I mean, even so, both of those names we would not allow them through.
no, you would not. They're like, "You gotta condense this somehow."
Because remember, you can't approve a name change over 25 characters.
Right.
This one's like over 30.
Yeah. God, and she's super young. She's 19. She's a fucking child.
If you send her to prison, she'll still have a life afterwards.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to inform you all the officers have fined me 5 times now.
Let me see.
5
This ruling.
times?
I'll explain later.
These doors.
Oh, Christ. I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Isn't all they have to do is just process him?
Well, dude, they're obviously getting paid. They're paid actors. Come on, are we surprised?
Wait, is he still here?
Yeah, he just left and he said the officers fined him 5 times.
It's only $4
What?
grand, maybe $5 grand.
I don't know. Rick said he's going to come back and explain.
Do I need to go in there?
They just left. DOC's taking them to prison.
No. How the fuck did they mess up the fine?
I don't know. Guess we'll wait and see what Rick says.
I swear to God, if they really did beat finding him 5 times, I am not taking the civil suit.
I'm conflicted. Just kidding.
I'm just gonna let you know they're gonna appeal that case. The lawyer was very angry about that, so get ready for that, Sonny.
That's fine.
About what? The ruling?
Yeah, there's like it's frustrating. He's like, I'm gonna appeal it. Don't you worry.
What's this all about getting fined 5 times thing?
So our MDT was being weird. Every time we're processing and double checking, he was not processed in MDT. He was showing that he was not processed. So we asked him like if he was fined, did not want to talk to us. We asked him again, turned his back on us. We've asked him multiple times, did not want to respond. So we just kept. So I got told just fine him, and if he has any issues, he has to come. He'll have to go to the station to get that sorted. But I figured out what the issue was with it, and we got that processed properly. So
Were you guys finding the wrong person?
no, we were getting him correctly. It was just there's a just weird thing with the MDT. So
Oh.
Well, I look forward to this appeal.
Yeah.
I guess in
So I
the
told
appeal
him-
they will assert that he shot Mr. Taylor. Maybe. I don't know why they would assert
fair,
that then if
judging
they
how-
not do it in the court.
judging how he was acting just now, yeah.
I mean, that's the right to appeal.
low.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be good to let you know that they're gonna probably appeal this. Just give me a heads up, and we might get shot.
But did they threaten to
getting
shoot?
shot.
They say he's gonna handle it a different way.
Oh, perfect.
When I told him you can go to the station and get that, communicate with someone to get that sorted, he's like, "No, I'll handle it a different way."
I
He's like,
guess
"I got my-"
maybe
he
he
was like,
should
"He'll
have
get his
been a
money
big
back,"
boy and said, "Hey, I already got the fine." That would have been a great idea.
That's all he had to say. Look, that's all he had to say. It's literally all he had to tell us.
You bring dorks. What
Isn't
kind
this
of
the same
dorks?
case where they were saying a lawyer, like their rights were?
Yes.
Yes, he is saying.
How long are you guys gonna be?
That he shouldn't have been
around?
searched in the first place.
I am going any moment.
Right. You need to poof an hour and a half ago.
I am waiting for somebody to be coming back.
Ah. No, I thought this was also the case where they were saying that the cops lied to them about a lawyer being available or something.
It is.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is. They need to do that civilly though. I
That
believe.
is what I assert in the docket. It is not related to the criminal charges. If you are asserting that his rights violated during his processing, that was after the effect of the arrest in the probable cause.
Ooh, maybe I'll get that civil case.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna
have it.
go. I'm gonna
I
go
like
think
civil.
for a little bit.
I put you in charge of civil. It is so ordered.
It is so ordered.
Perfect. I love to do that.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go think. Everyone stay safe, and I maybe suggest getting an armor plate or two from ammunition to
Oh,
protect yourself.
maybe he will come and find me and force me to shoot and force the gun onto me.
Now that would be a
Maybe.
good story.
Yeah. But maybe, I suggest having an armor plate or two on if you need.
Oh, I have one.
Okay.
I refuse to buy them until they're provided for us at the same cost as the cops.
Yeah,
Fair
I get
enough.
this one from the husband.
Yeah, I used to get them from SAS, but there's no SAS anymore.
I could be sassy though.
Hey Rick,
Oh,
can you
give me
provide us
a
with
armor.
some plates?
Yeah, I will
No,
buy
I
from
could
you.
not do that. I can't. I can't buy you guys and give it to you guys. That's a different story.
But what if
Why not?
you dropped it and then we picked it up?
No.
Someone did that at the prison.
I mean,
There-
if it's like something like hey, there's like you're driving and you just like you didn't like okay, here's a plate, just like how did you
Killian
buying you
found a
something to give
bag
it to
on
you,
the
no.
ground, and inside was a armor plate, and he put it on.
I would like to set up a meeting with the policia to be acquiring these protective vests at the discounted price.
Oh, I did not mean to do that.
We're providing the essential service to the state.
Oh, it's already been asked.
We don't
for.
want to be dead.
Well, was
They've
it for
denied us.
private radio?
That was denied as well.
What?
They said we don't need it.
Why not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I think because you guys don't meet the criteria for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go think.
Okay. Have fun.
I'm gonna go to the station and
I'm gonna go
contemplate
think about
things.
him thinking.
Oh, I
I'm
have a
gonna go
question
in and
for
write
you,
this.
This is gonna think
Rick.
about me thinking. Oh my god.
Oh no, over here.
Right. So call me or oh okay.
Where is it at? I'm looking at too many screens right now. I reviewed all of the questioning transcript. Nobody ever said that he actually shot anywhere. None of the police testified that they see him shoot, see or hear any shots fired. It had the suppressor on it, but the officers was still being there, and the witness themselves did not say that he shot him. Mr. Taylor was not described to be looking injured when being at the gunpoint. They all say yes, they forced his gun into his hands and made him shoot Mr. Taylor. But they GSR testing him the same time they GSR testing the suspects that they did see shooting there, and he was not high intensity. Let me move this over to here. I'll move this to here. Look, you can see. I'll just copy this from different one. See, this is all of the questioning. I write it all down. This is the affidavits. This is the summary, the charges in the penal code definition. I write it all down. This is the evidence introduced. Defense did not introduce any of this evidence. Mr. McGrath, Mr. Carter, Mr. Oblonsky, Mr. Taylor, clothing statements. I don't think I need to address this criminal matter they bringing up. What was the amended evidence? I think it was 2A. To D. What was his name? Cassius Lover. Where did he go?
Probably good to clock out. You guys have fun? You guys need anything before I head out?
No, I am good. Thank you.
Alright, I'll clean up the signs for you guys.
Oh my god, thank you.
Boo.
Uh,
Did you see my tweet, Daniel?
just now?
Yeah.
Convenient. It's honestly true.
Uh-oh, is it
I have
time?
to fill out an affidavit.
Alright, I have to go.
Oh, those are fun.
Do I need to? Can I just appear in court?
Alright, I will work on this ruling later. I have to go. Good night. Have
Bye
this
bye.
nice
Have
day.
fun.
Have the above average not. I'll be back later.
For
Bye.
what? Court case.
Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the raid. I have to go to Dungeons and Dragons. We are going to try to find this. That's not the right document. This is not the right one either. This is the not the right one. Where the fuck is the red window? Maybe this one? Oh, it's in here somewhere. No? Where the fuck is it? Oh, here it is. Let's find somebody to read. Ah, yes, we can read the cipher notes. Let's try it. Reading. Let's go here. We'll be back later. Bye. I have to work on this ruling too. And I have to finish my work for work. Okay. I'll be back later. Bye. Love you. Sunny day.